create millions of new jobs and put America back to work. We have a jobless recovery. So, you know, we want to take some note of satisfaction that we can all participate in this upbeat feeling for the moment. I want to see the details and what's going to happen down the road.
That he's bringing in more and more committees and federal agencies that are going to decrease the amount of services that I can order for my patients. The Independent Medicare Advisory Board, which is going to kick in by 2018, is going to look at the gross national product. It's going to decide whether we're spending too much on medical services, and it's going to decide, cherry pick one service over another.
Is there a cap, though, at this point?
No, you keep pushing it up a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think the goal is to start pushing the debt as a percentage of GDP downward again. Since it's been spiking upward the last 3 or 4 years, let's go the other way.
Well, another day, another rise in gas prices.
But you cannot bomb a country into democracy or liberation. You cannot create progress in a country by launching cruise missiles at it.
Is 8.8 accurate?
No, it's not accurate. It is the number that is shared with us, but it's not accurate. Frankly, I'm going to even use the word deceptive.
Well, let me tell you something, Mr. President. We have a spiraling debt because of your spending policies and programs. And we need to have a leader that is willing to take responsibility for the 3 years of $1.42 trillion, $1.29 trillion, and now $1.65 trillion of deficit spending, as well as since 2007, we have had $5 trillion of debt added to our nation's debt, 29%.
And yeah, I'll take on the GOP establishment. What more can they say about us, you know? So to the GOP establishment, if you stand on the platform, if you stand by your pledges, we will stand with you. We will fight with you, GOP. We have your back. Together we will win, because America will win.
The truth is, he lives in the world of the make-believe, in my opinion, and even the fact that he became president is the world of the make-believe. How this happened. He did one deal in his life, and that was a real estate deal for the purchase and expansion of his house at below fair market value from a mobster and campaign contributor and one of his best friends who ended up going to jail, and Obama was hardly even looked at, okay? When I heard, his name is Tony Risco. If anybody in the audience did what he did, you wouldn't be here today. I guarantee you'd be someplace else. How he got away with that one, how he's getting away with this whole birth certificate scam, this whole thing is incredible.
The founding fathers got it right when they said, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
The United States has become the laughingstock and a whipping post for the rest of the world. Whether we like it or not, and we don't like it, the world is laughing at us. They're laughing at our leaders. They're taking advantage of us, and it's a disgrace.
The only thing that trillion-dollar travesty stimulated was a debt crisis and a Tea Party. Now the left's irresponsible and radical policies awaken a sleeping America that we understood finally what it was that we were about to lose. We were about to lose the blessings of liberty and prosperity.
You're trying to divide America. Class warfare is not American. Class warfare is not American.
It was the Gipper who reminded us that freedom is never more than one generation from extinction. It must be fought for. It must be protected, or or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our grandchildren what the United States of America used to be like. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm not going to have that conversation with my grandkids, and I don't think you're going to have that conversation with your grandkids.
We're spending $4 billion a day in the United States of America. In the month of February, the shortest month of the year, we spent $223 billion, a record deficit spending month in this country. And ladies and gentlemen, that continuing resolution budget for fiscal year 2011 was the largest appropriation bill in the history of the United States of America, $1.05 trillion. We are not doing what is right. And if you want to know what's happening with domestic spending, we are right now at 24% of our gross domestic product. And if you look at the budget that the president has proposed, we will go to 26%. We cannot have that. We have got to get federal government spending capped. We need to bring it back down to 20% of our GDP, because historically that's where it has been. And that's the only way we're going to turn these record deficits around, is that we get control of spending in Washington, D.C.
I've said on numerous occasions that countries like China, India, South Korea, Mexico, the OPEC nations, and many others view our leaders as weak and ineffective, and we have repeatedly, unfortunately, been taken advantage of to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars a year. We have to take our country back.
We're flat broke, but he thinks these solar shingles and really fast trains will magically save us. So now he's shouting, all aboard his bullet train to bankruptcy. When the future, WTF, is about right.
And to all of the liberals in Washington, D.C., and to President Obama and his administration, we have a breaking news announcement. The United States of America is not going to become the United States of Europe, not on our watch.
He demonized the voices of responsibility with class warfare and with fear-mongering. And I say personally to our president, hey, parent to parent, Barack Obama, for shame for you to suggest that the heart of the common sense conservative movement would do anything to harm our esteemed elders, to harm our children with Down syndrome, to harm those who are most in need. No, see, in our book, you prioritize appropriately, and those who need the help will get the help. The only way we do that is to be wise and prudent and to budget according to the right priorities.
Here's the story. If he doesn't write the first book, and if the first book isn't brilliant, he's not president. Because his whole aura was caused by the genius of the first book, which was written by Bill Ayers. The man that wrote the second book didn't write the first book. The first book was written by Ernest Hemingway Plus. The second book was written by a high school graduate. The difference was like chicken salad and chicken shit, okay? That's what the difference was.
I am sick and tired of people saying the American people need to make sacrifices. Washington, D.C. needs to make sacrifices.
We didn't elect you just to rearrange the deck chairs on a sinking Titanic. We didn't elect you just to stand back and watch Obama redistribute those deck chairs. What we need is for you to stand up, GOP, and fight. Maybe I should ask some of the Badger women's hockey team, those champions, maybe I should ask them if we should be suggesting to GOP leaders